Yo, what is going on, Broncos country? How is it going tonight? Probably pretty good after that well, I wouldn't say dominating, but it was a good win for the Denver Broncos this past Sunday against the Houston Texans, against the best defense in the league. But before we get all into everything we want to talk about tonight, if you guys could please like, comment, subscribe on this video. Also hit that bell notification so you know when we go live. Tell your friends, family, anybody you know it's a football fan, Broncos fan, come over and subscribe to this channel and listen to what we have to say because we got a lot to say a lot of times. So, anyway, but let's get our gut reaction. Muhammad, what was your gut reaction to the Broncos' 18-15 win against the Houston Texans?
Well, Eddie, I don't honestly don't know how to feel. It's just so many so many emotions that runs into my head because we won and we're 7-2 and we lead the division, and the Chiefs are sorry because they're they only won 5 games. They lost to the Bills, and I think the Raiders lost. It's just like they're all losing. Everything is going our favor, but at the same time, I'm kind of feeling funny about it because of the way we're winning. We're back to where our offense is not doing as much. I don't really totally blame the offense that much because of how good the defense of the Texans is. But then at the same time, our defense is just doing some crazy, unbelievable things, Eddie. That stop at the fourth down on the goal line, who does that? I just could not believe what I was watching. But
Good
hey,
defense.
yeah, it's really good, and I'm like I said, Eddie, like I said before, I fear that this defense is a Super Bowl defense now, and the offense is not catching up, and we're gonna waste the season somehow. And next season is no guaranteed because of the way Vance Joseph is coaching, Eddie. Honestly, I think he might get a job, Eddie. Somebody might give him a head coaching job. Possible. Everybody's going off their offense, but that's possible. Another thing, Eddie, is the special teams. They suck, Eddie. They're terrible. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. Sean went and got his boy Rizzy, and I'm not seeing any improvements. They're not looking good. Maybe if it was a different one, maybe he would have been fired by now. But I don't know. But like I said, same old story. Offense can't do much. Defense is doing most of the work, doing some crazy stuff, and we end up winning. Am I going to complain? No, we're winning. We're 7-2, and like I said before, I mean, we lead the division. What is there to complain about? But I don't think this is sustainable. This is my fear, Eddie. I don't think this is sustainable. For offense, keep doing this, waiting for our defense to bail us out. It's not going to always work out like this. But I'm happy about the win. I'm happy where we at. I don't think I've imagined us being on this position. But hey, Eddie, we're winning. So that's all I got to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, my gut reaction was excitement. I mean, I haven't felt this way about the Broncos since that 2015 season when we won the Super Bowl. I get the same feeling from beating the Texans, and being 7-2, being first in this division. I haven't felt this way since we beat the Patriots. And what was that? I think it was like week 12 of the 2015 season, where we went to overtime against the Patriots in that snow game, and CJ Anderson just ran it in for the touchdown.
Yes, I remember.
Oh my God, I feel so amazing. 7-2, leading the division. We are now officially, and since the Chiefs lost Sunday against the Buffalo Bills, we are 2 games up on the Kansas City Chiefs. They are sitting at 5-4. And honestly, I said this before the season, and it's starting to look like it's shaping that way. I mean, we still got, 7 more games left to go in the regular season, for us, but there's 8 weeks left, if you include this week, or 11 weeks left. I'm sorry. Or 9 weeks. God, I'm tired. I'm having a brain fart right now, guys. But with the way the Chiefs are going, I said this before the season started, Muhammad. You might be able to remember this. I said the Chiefs ain't going to make the playoffs this year. And with the way it's looking, sitting right now, they are outside of the playoff picture right now, currently looking in. They're the 8th seed. The Jaguars are the 7th seed. And where's Denver? All the way up at the 3 seed. Now, I did see something I posted the other day that said the Broncos were they were the 2nd seed. The only team in front of them was the Indianapolis Colts. But according to other, standings I've been looking at, apparently the Broncos are still in the 3rd seed, but someone told me they're in the 2nd seed because of strength of schedule or something. I don't know 100% how all that works, but either way, I mean, there's only 3 teams in the NFL with a 7-2 record, and they're all in the AFC: the Colts, us, and the Patriots.
That's it.
And I was talking to someone the other day, and they're like, "What is this? 2015? Like, what the hell is going on?" Like, all the good AFC teams that are usually leading their divisions are up in the top, top of the AFC. The Bills, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Chiefs. They're all either out of the playoffs or wild card teams.
The hunt. Yep.
And it's like the Broncos, the Patriots, and the Colts are all the upper teams in the AFC and the best teams in the NFL. It's like, is this 2015? What the hell is going on? And it's awesome. I love it. And then the Steelers, of course, they're the 4 seed. And, but with all that said, man, the win on Sunday was great, man. I felt so alive. I felt great. 2 games up on the Chiefs. Granted, the Chargers won, but they were playing the Titans. I kind of figured they would have won that game. But we're still a game up on the Chargers. We're 2 games up on the Chiefs. The Raiders, I don't even know what the hell they're doing. But yeah, it was a great win. And there's been a lot of talk over the last couple of days that Sean's doing the Bounty Gate thing again because of that hit on CJ Stroud whenever it was a clean hit. And yeah, Sean's really out there trying to injure players. Do you not remember last week when Dak ran and he slid? What did Brandon Jones do? He jumped over him like a fairy, just to avoid contact. Like Chris Abrams-Drain came in, CJ Stroud did that little, like fate, like, oh, I'm going to, oh, maybe not. That's what happens. Like, and people were showing videos of Houston Texans head coach DeMeco Ryans saying it was a dirty hit. He shouldn't have done that. When last year, one of his guys took out, like, literally Trevor Lawrence was trying to slide. Mm-hmm. He was sliding, and his guy just completely freaking wiped him out, took Trevor Lawrence out of the game. I think he cussed him. He was out for, like, weeks after that.
Yeah.
And DeMeco Ryans is like, well, you should have slid sooner. But then it happens to your quarterback. It's like, oh, that was a dirty play. Like, shut up, dude. Just shut the hell up.
You know what's funny, Eddie, about that? I'm like, you think we're playing dirty? I'm like, remember how Kareem Jackson used to hit? Let Kareem Jackson hit CJ. He'll be out for 2 seasons. He would not play for 2 years.
I miss Kareem Jackson so much.
I do too.
But with all that said, the Broncos won this game. It wasn't pretty. That's for sure. It was an ugly win. And I heard a lot of people talk about, oh, well, if CJ Stroud was still in there and he didn't get hurt, the Broncos would have lost this game. Like, yeah, well, if Surtain was in there, the freaking Texans, they wouldn't even have scored freaking 15 points. They've been looking to score 10.
Exactly. Mims was out too. So come on, we could start bringing up play.
We could do this what if all freaking day.
Yeah. But
with all that said, the Broncos get the win. They improved to 7-2, first in the AFC West. And man, it was a great all-around game. Like, besides special teams, I will give you that. And Sean Payton talked about that after the game Sunday, saying we need to clean this up. Something's got to change. And special teams didn't look that good. Like, I understand Marvin Mims was out, but it was like, why was Michael Bandy out there? Like, someone told me it's because he's got sure hands. I'm like, yeah, he really had sure hands on that fumble. Thankfully our defense held, but that's the other thing I want to talk about, man. Holy crap. This, even without PS2, dude, without PS2, this defense is still lethal. Like, the Texans have the top defense statistically in the NFL. But the Broncos defense, they got to be right on their damn heels, dude. Like, this defense, oh my God. Like, before CJ Stroud even went out, dude, they had 4 downs inside the 1. They could not punch the ball in. And I don't know if you saw it, Muhammad. I want to get your thoughts on this. But there was that one, I think it was the first snap of that. But you see, like, that first snap on 1st and goal inside the 1 for the Texans. Who was the 2 guys that stopped that? Did you see who it was? Greenlaw and Hufanga. Both got back there like, oh, you ain't getting in. Get out of here. Like, they were like, and Greenlaw he only played, I think, like 27 snaps. Hufanga, he played a lot more, of course. But if Hufanga could, I'm sorry, not Hufanga, but if Greenlaw could stay healthy and keep doing what he's doing, I understand the first 7 weeks it sucked. He was injured, he was out. But if these two can stay healthy and play like they did the last week against the Houston Texans, holy crap, dude. These are going to be some of the biggest, these are going to be some of the greatest free agency signings we've made.
Yep.
Those guys are freaking animals. They don't give a damn.
Yeah. Hufanga all over the field since the beginning. Yeah.
The other thing I noticed, dude, is this like the last couple of weeks or the whole season, like Hufanga, he was in there. He added some juice to his defense, some electric, some, hey, let's go, mess some people up. But with Greenlaw in there, dude, that's the other thing I think is what changed this whole outcome of this game with the defense playing the way they did. Was Greenlaw and Hufanga both in there? Dude, they added spice. They added electric. They added toughness and grit to this team. Like, you saw Brandon Jones knock the shit out of freaking Nico Collins when he came across him. Like, it looked like a Madden play.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever played Madden where you hit the receiver and he does this, like, throws his arms up and kind of twirls?
He was shaking up. Yeah.
Dude, that's what freaking who was it? I think it was Brandon Jones hit him like that.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. Granted, he got
flagged
for
it. They're not messing around.
And then Chris Abrams-Drain just freaking lays the boom to CJ Stroud. I'm like, this is the defense I want. Not physical. People's heads off.
Very physical.
I love it. And I've told you before, Mohammed, I got into football whenever I was 10 years old because of big hits like that.
Mm-hmm.
I loved watching. It was so fun. I would try to recreate that kind of those hits I used to see in the NFL with my friends. Of course, without pads, and we were kids. We were dumb kids, but I love watching that. But what are your thoughts on this defense with that juice, that electricity with Hufanga and Greenlaw in there?
I'm telling you, Eddie, ever since he came back, I mean, I know he got suspended that one game, but I mean, even actually just looking at him on the sideline, Eddie, he is massive. He's such a unit. Like the way he's built, like, oh my God, like he probably just puts fear into, and they let him know early, like, oh, well, you might catch the ball, but we got to make sure you feel it. And a quarterback, if you're running, I'm sorry, you might go night at any moment. It's not intended, but I'm telling you. Yeah, I know who you're laughing. Mahomes, right?
It's not Mahomes. It's not just Mahomes, dude. I can't wait until this Thursday and next week against the Chiefs. Let Patrick Mahomes or Geno Smith throw that ball over the middle of the Brock Bowers or Travis Kelce. Dre Greenlaw's going to be like, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Just exactly. Knock him freaking into next week. I can't wait to see it.
Get the ambulance ready because
dude, I got jitters. I got jitters. I can't wait. Oh God, I can't wait until Thursday night.
But crazy.
Let's flip to the offensive side of the ball. Now the offense, they scored 18 points. It took Bo Nix. I mean, Bo Nix, it didn't take him a whole game. Like, they scored a touchdown in the second quarter. But I will say in the first half, the Texans took, they controlled time of possession. Like that first drive of theirs, dude, I think they took up 8-9 minutes on their first drive of the game. But Bo Nix had 2 touchdowns, a 2-point conversion, and led the team down for the game-winning field goal at the end of the game. With that said, though, I can't really complain too much because we got the win. We got more points. Because Bo Nix in this offense, they did face the best defense in the league on Sunday in Houston. That was a tall task. Without Ben Powers, and Marvin Mims to add to that, they didn't have their number 2 wide receiver and their, starting guard. I think the offensive line held their own. Bo Nix only took 1 sack that entire game. 1 sack. Because, as we know, our offensive line is the best pass pro offensive line in the NFL. And Bo Nix is really good at avoiding sacks, whether that's him getting out of the pocket, scrambling for yards, getting the ball out, throwing it to where he needs to, or checking it down to the guy so he doesn't take a sack. I said that last week. That was the key. Our defensive line getting after their quarterback, and our offensive line keeping Bo Nix upright and running the ball.
Yeah.
And it was nice that and back-to-back weeks, our defense took down the number 1 offense in the Dallas Cowboys, held them to 17 points. Now, I believe the Houston Texans, they were averaging on defense, they were letting teams score like 14 points a game. We scored 18. Our offense was able to get 18 points and win this game. You know, but before I pass it on to you, Mohammed, a couple things I want to throw out there is one, this play calling still is ticking me off. Like it got better in the fourth quarter. It's like I don't think it's just a Bo Nix thing. People are talking about Bo Nix being this fourth quarter comeback king, which he is, but it's also Sean Payton's play calling not getting good until the fourth quarter. Like their backs are up against the wall. It's like, hey, we need to start calling plays now. And I took a screenshot of it earlier, Mohammed. Let me pull this up here real quick. I want to like this is something that's going to literally drive me batshit crazy all damn year until Sean Payton gets it right. Bo Nix had 37 pass attempts for 173 yards. He completed 18 of them. He had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. They only had, I believe, 23 rushing attempts. I am getting so sick of this crap. Sean, run the damn ball. That first drive for the Broncos, they were running the ball effectively.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins was at the time, that first drive, or the first couple of drives, he was averaging 5 yards a carry, and Sean just goes away from it. What was the one thing we bitched that we talked about last week, Muhammad? Because we didn't see it last week. In the Dallas game, we didn't see those freaking stupid-ass screens. It was running the ball and passing the ball. Intermediate, the shallow routes, more shorter routes, intermediate routes. This week, it was like, you see the fucking screen passes again. I'm like, they're not working, Sean. Stop. And it made me think of Russell Wilson. I hate to bring that up, but it's like Sean thinks he's still coaching Russell Wilson. Screen passes and just bombs downfield. Instead of the short, intermediate routes and running the goddamn ball. But what are your thoughts to this, Mohammed?
So, Eddie, I do have a theory because I kept thinking about this. We know what works, Eddie. Running the ball, short passes, as he said, even Bo Nix running with the ball, like he could do that. He'll take off and he'll drive the defense crazy because now they have to account for that side of him. He's doing a little bit more towards the end, right? That's why we're basically winning in the fourth quarter. I think Eddie, Sean Payton is not stupid. We know that. We're getting frustrated with him and everything, but he's not stupid. He knows what works. He's not interested in the plays that works with the Broncos. He already know we can run the ball with J.K. Dobbins. He already know the short passes are okay. He knows that Bo Nix can run with the ball if he wants to and get a couple of yards, get a first down. He knows. He's interested to master the stuff that he feels like the offense is not executing. For whatever reason, Eddie, he loves the screens. I don't know what it is about the screens, but he loves the screens. He's not going to leave it alone until it starts working. I don't think it's the problem is our offense not executing it the correct way. The problem is the other defensive coordinators know that he's going to do screenplays, so they're ready for it. But I think he's just experimenting, Eddie. I mean, there's no any other way around it. He's not dumb. He knows. He sees what we see. I mean, everybody's saying, Sean Payton, run the ball. Sean Payton, run the ball. It works. He knows it's working, but he's not doing it. He's trying to master other things. Why? I don't know. Maybe he's saving certain things for the playoffs, Eddie. Am I right? Do I agree?
But that's what you do in the preseason. You do stuff like that. You test things. If you see something your offense ain't doing well in training camp, test it in the preseason when the games don't matter. Not when you're literally leading the division. The Chiefs are playing crap this year. You have a chance to win this division. Yep. And if you keep doing stupid, silly shit like that, it's going to cost you games.
It will.
Like, what was the one thing? Like, people are talking about the Broncos right now, like the Kansas City Chiefs of last year. Like, oh, these Broncos, they're winning these close games, these one-score games, unlike last year where they were losing them. And, they're squeaking them out, which is good. In some aspects, it is good. They're learning how to win with grit. That's cool. But you can't always get away with it. We heard about that about the Chiefs last year. It's like, well, how much longer are the Chiefs going to be able to win these one-score games, these close, games where things just the ball happily bounces their way. It's not always going to be like that.
Yeah, true.
And it's like, if you want to test that, that's fine. Do it in the damn preseason. If you know what works and what wins you games, stick with it. Like Sean, you said yourself in the offseason that this is a roster that you can win a Super Bowl with. Those were your words. You said this was, out of all the teams you coached, this is the sixth team you felt could win a Super Bowl. Well, guess what? You have a damn good chance of winning the division. You're a top 3 or top 2 team in the AFC. Stop flirting around with this crap. Do what you have to do. Win these games. I'm not saying every game has to be a blowout. I know some of them are going to be gritty. Like, honestly, the Texans game shouldn't have been that close. The Giants game shouldn't have been that close. You know what I mean? The Jets game should not have been that close. These are teams that you like. The Eagles game, the Chargers game. I'm trying to think of some other games though in there. I mean, I guess you could say the Houston Texans because the game, their defense is really, really good. But like the Jets, the freaking the Colts, I know they're a good team. Even the freaking Titans at the beginning of the year, you won that game by 8 points. You won it by 1 score. Those are teams that you should be blowing the fuck out. Like, those are the teams, and the Giants, you should be blowing these teams out. They're not that good. Like, you do this kind of crap against like the Kansas City Chiefs, you're probably not going to win that game.
Nope.
That's what's so infuriating to me. It's like,
I don't think he's going to do it against the Chiefs, Eddie. I don't think. See, Eddie, he knows. The reason why I'm saying he knows that is because when he feels like the team is cornered, the team is about to lose, then he kind of let it loose. He'll be like, you know what? I'm just going to play what works. Go ahead, run the ball. Bonix, you can go ahead and just run up tempo, that type. He knows, Eddie. But whatever it is in his mind, there's something he's looking for, Eddie. He's not stupid. I know that. He's not stupid, Eddie. I mean, if we see what works, he knows, Eddie. But there's something in his mind that he's trying. That's what I think.
That's my problem with it too, though, Muhammad, is that like this week you got the Raiders. I'm sure Sean, they're a division rival. He understands that division rival games are hard, but the Raiders are freaking terrible. We know, everybody sees it. Their quarterback's bad. He's got the most interceptions in the league. They just traded their top receiver. Their defense is not that good. They got Brock Bowers. They got, what's his name? Ashton Genty. Mm-hmm. But they're a 2-5 team for a reason, or 2-6 team for a reason. They're bad. They're terrible. Like Sean Payton, I hope the guy doesn't do it this week, because if we lose to the Raiders, I'm going to freaking just reach through the computer and smack him. But he better not get too cute, because divisional games and teams that are, like the Raiders, they might be bad, but, they always come, like, there's always going to be, especially divisional games. If a team is bad, they're going to throw everything at the wall. Like, they don't care. They know they're out of it, but they're going to do everything they can in their power, throw everything at the wall to win a game. They don't care. And the fact that it's a division rival, if Sean Payton tries to get too cute, we could lose this game. That's what scares me. Like, you want to do cute shit like that, test stuff out, try to, see what this offense can do. If you're like, hey, they don't do this well, I'm going to keep doing it until they get it right. That's what practice is for. That's what preseason's for. Don't do it in the regular season when you're trying to win a Super Bowl and win a division.
I'm telling you, he's experimenting. We don't understand why he's doing it, but that's what he's doing, Eddie. I don't know why.
He thinks playing against these bad teams and doing that kind of stuff, it's not going to hurt them. It's like, dude, how many Giants game? That's the perfect freaking example. I'm sure 100% Sean Payton thought, oh, it's the Giants. They got a rookie quarterback. Their defense is okay. Their defensive front's solid. Their top receivers down. They don't have a tight end. Their offensive line's not that good. Let's experiment a little bit. And look how close that freaking game was, dude.
Oh my God, yeah.
We're lucky we pulled that out. That wasn't just, sheer, just will and determination by the Broncos, which I'm not saying it wasn't, because it was a little, but that was also sheer luck. And the Giants had to help us out with that to win that game. Sean, just because a team's bad doesn't mean they're not going to fire, especially a division rival. Please, for the love of God, don't do that crap this week against the Raiders. We want to win against the Raiders, go 8-2. We can't, if we lose to the Raiders, we're 0-2 in the division.
Yep.
We can't afford to do that. We can't. So just do it what works, Sean, and win this damn game. That's all we're asking.
Eddie, he might do some cute stuff against the Raiders, but I tell you, against the Chiefs, it's going to be a different ball game. That's what I think.
I don't want him doing that cute shit against the Raiders. Like I said, it's a divisional game. The Raiders the Raiders always play us hard. Like, I mean, look at last year's game. The first one. Dude, they were beating us 10-0 until that PS2 pick.
It's a division game. I mean, and it doesn't matter who you're playing. It's always going to be hard. It's going to be tough.
Always going to be hard. Don't be doing that cute shit. Like, there's not a team on our schedule that even the freaking Titans, dude. Like, yeah, rookie quarterback. They don't have in his first game. They don't have a whole lot of star power. They still barely beat them. It was 20-13. It was a one-score game. The only teams we blown out this year was the Bengals without Joe Burrow and without a defense. And Dallas, I mean, you could say, okay, yeah, Dallas, but their defense is arguably the worst in the league. So I'm just saying, like, don't do that crap this week. But with all that said, I'm excited about this Thursday's night's game. I really, really hope we'll get into that here in a second. But with Sean Payton, this game against the Houston Texans, man, Bo Nix, that fourth quarter freaking magic keeps coming back, dude. The start of the fourth quarter, they go down, they get the touchdown. Who was it? I think they threw it to RJ Harvey for the touchdown.
Yep.
And then the one play of that game that really just made me so happy and grinning from ear to ear wasn't the touchdown pass to Sutton, wasn't the touchdown pass to freaking RJ Harvey. It was the 2-point conversion try. Dude, he leveled that ball to where only Troy Franklin could get it. Because you see the DB come under. You see the DB come under, stick his hand up, and that ball is so perfectly placed. Like Troy Franklin has to stretch out for it, of course. But he stretches out, and it's only where Troy can get it. I was like, holy crap, that was a great pass.
But Ed, do you see how Sean doesn't do that in the first or second, third quarter?
Mm-hmm.
He's doing it on purpose. I'm telling you, Eddie. Like, he doesn't want to do it. He's trying to do other stuff. I don't know why, but
he needs to stop.
He got to deal
with
it.
Then Bo Nix, that last drive for the Denver Broncos, comes in clutch. A big, what was it? I think it was like a 20-yard, 30-yard sprint.
Mm-hmm.
Gets down to the Texans' 36-yard line. Then they hand the ball off to J.K. Dobbins. He picks up another 9 yards. And then Bo Nix, he, gets another crack at the run. He swings out to the left. He picks up, I think it was like 10 yards, sets him up for the game-winning field goal. Bo Nix is him. Like, yes, I want to see him do it more throughout the entire game. I mean, Bo Nix ain't going to play, like that every game, all quarters. Like, he's going to have a bad game here and there. He's going to throw a bad pick. Like, it's just going to happen. Even the greats do that sometimes. It's just
okay.
something.
I mean, yeah. As long as we're winning. Okay, honestly.
So, Bo Nix, he's that dude. He's our franchise quarterback. He will be here in Denver for the next 10 years, no doubt about it. But the next thing I want to talk about after we just talked about that, I want to get your thoughts on these trades today. Specifically, the top two trades that went through today with Sauce Gardner and Rashid Shaheed. What were your thoughts on these trades, Mohammed?
I mean, with Sauce, Eddie, obviously I sent you a message and your response was just epic when you just started laughing at them. I mean, it's really stupid. I don't get it. Like, giving up all that for him. He's a decent, cornerback, but 2 first-round picks and a wide receiver, I believe.
Yep.
I don't get it. I mean,
Mitchell.
Yeah, if it was like a pass rusher, I would, but I guess, Eddie, they think they're going to the Super Bowl or they're going to make a run, but I don't know. I don't see it. To me, it was too much capital to give. I mean, if they gave 1 first-round pick, maybe, but 2 and a wide receiver, I wouldn't have done that.
Well, there's only one reason why I think a team would do that. What the Colts did, giving up the first-round picks and A.D. Mitchell. I'll explain. As we know, Sauce Gardner just became the highest-paid corner, this past, 6 months or so?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Surtain got paid last year. He was paid, I think, what was it, $95 million over 4 years or something.
Mm-hmm.
Sauce, I think, was I can't remember the exact – I want to say it was over $100 million or right at $100 million for 4 years. And Sauce Gardner is nowhere near PS2's league. He's not even close I'm not saying he's a bad corner, but if you watch his tape, he pulls a lot. He gets away with a lot of holds. Like even Jet fans, I've been watching Jet fans for ever since last year. We beat him in New York. Like there's a couple of guys I watch Jets commentators, dude. They're always screaming and yelling whenever the Jets lose, and it just makes me happy. I just like watching it. But even they're like, yeah, Sauce, he's not that great. He's a solid corner, but he's constantly holding receivers, and a lot of times he gets penalized for it.
That's why they traded.
Well, that's the thing. They gave him this massive contract not even a year ago, and I don't think they were trading him because they thought he was bad. Maybe they did. I don't know. But we know the reason why the Jets are trading players. They traded Quentin Williams earlier. There was somebody else they traded too. I forgot who it was. But they traded these players because they're obviously stripping it down. They're going to rebuild. And they traded him. Like the only reason why they traded him or they got 2 first-round picks out, why the Colts probably had to do that. The Colts probably didn't want to give up 2 first-round picks in a receiver, but they had to because the Jets are like, hey, listen, if you give us 2 first and a receiver, we'll take on pretty much the majority, if not all, of Sauce's contract for this whole year or whatever.
Okay.
That's probably why they gave him 2 first-round picks. Coach was like, okay, you're going to take on his entire contract, whatever. Okay, here's a receiver. Here's 2 first-round picks. And at the same time, the Colts, they're all in it to win it now. Like, I don't even think the Colts thought they were going to be at this point this year. They didn't think they were going to be the best team in the AFC at this point. They probably really didn't think that. I mean, they had a quarterback competition between Richardson and Daniel Jones. No one thought Daniel Jones was going to do what Daniel Jones has done this year. Nobody. Not the Colt fans.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're at this point, they're like, okay, well, we're going to do everything we can to, try to go win the Super Bowl. So I understand it, and I think that's the reason why they gave up 2 first-rounders and a receiver is because they had to, because the Jets are like, hey, we'll take on the entire, cap for this season, but you got to give us some big stuff. Like, if the Colts were taking on the majority of that salary cap, then they probably would have gave them maybe like a second, maybe like a third or a fourth. If the Colts had to take on some of the contract, if all of it. So that's my thought. But Rashid Shaheed. And this one I was really intrigued with because the Saints sent Rashid Shaheed to the Seattle Seahawks. I believe, Muhammad, it was a 4th and 5th round pick from this year.
Yeah,
or was it a 6th and 5th?
So, yeah.
I can't remember off the top of my head 100%, but they got late round picks. The Saints did for Rashid Shaheed. Honestly, I think they could have got more, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, he's a solid wide receiver, and I was just thinking, I mean, if they weren't really asking a lot, maybe it's something we should have looked at. Maybe, I don't know, Eddie, but I don't think they gotten a lot of return for him. I thought maybe it'll be like a 3rd round pick, or a 2nd. I don't know, but he's a solid wide receiver for sure.
Well, we'll get to your guys' comments here in a minute, so don't go anywhere. We'll get to them here in a minute. Keep adding them if you guys want. But I was on Twitter earlier, and I was seeing Bronco fans saying, wow, that's all it took to get Rashid Shaheed. Why didn't we go after him? Because it was, like, even after the trade deadline passed today, it was known. It came out that the Broncos were heavily wanting to trade for Jalen Waddle. Like, they were in talks, but apparently what the Dolphins wanted was way too much. Way too much.
My mind, Eddie. I would have lost my mind. I was waiting for it.
So, but it's like if you were in the market for a wide receiver, why didn't you just go get Rashid Shaheed then? If he only cost a 6th and a 5th round pick, I'm sure the Broncos would have gladly gave that up.
How much do you think that the Dolphins was asking for Waddle, Eddie?
They just paid him. They just paid him a couple of years ago too. I don't know what his contract is off the top of my head. I have to look at it, but if probably more than the 1st round pick, it was probably like they probably wanted maybe like a Troy Franklin or Marvin Mims and a 1st round pick.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
So maybe or 2 first rounders. I don't know. Maybe they saw us look for.
That's too much.
So, but
we'll never know. I guess.
No, but with that said, honestly, I told you this earlier. I didn't really want the Broncos to trade for anybody. I'm like, I personally like the receiver group we got. We got Cortland Sutton, you got Marvin Mims, you got Troy Franklin, you got Pat Bryant. And to me, you trade for a receiver, you're just taking snaps away from Pat Bryant and probably Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin already has a good chemistry with Bo Nix. Marvin Mims, he's that gadget guy, that Joker type role that you said Evan Ingram was going to be. And you got Cortland Sutton, you're number one. Like, I want Pat Bryant to get more snaps. I don't want him to get less snaps. There's not really nobody on defense you really need outside of maybe outside or inside linebacker. Like, I love Singleton, but with that him coming off that Achilles tear, him being 32, he's not the same, dude. He really isn't. They never really are. I mean, I would have been fine if the Broncos wanted to trade for maybe an inside linebacker or maybe a tight end too, a backup tight end to Evan Ingram. But even that, I'm just like, why? Why waste a draft pick? You barely even use Evan Ingram.
You know, Eddie, I just want to add that here's why I wanted them to trade for maybe a blue chip player, because the way we're playing, the way we're winning, Eddie, I don't want us to get to a point where we go to the playoffs and we start winning. We won one game or two games, and then we get to a point where we might go to the Super Bowl, but we won't go because we are just missing some kind of talent. Because you know how tough it gets as you start winning. That was my thing. But who that player might be, maybe more of like a tight end. For whatever reason, Eddie, there's the chemistry between who was supposed to be our Joker and Bo Nix, Evan Ingram. It's not happening. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Sean. I don't know.
I would more likely, like I said, I'd be more inclined to get another inside linebacker because, like, I like Strenad. He's solid, but he's not. I don't think he's that guy as a starter. Singleton, I like Singleton. I really do. After what he did last year, playing through that ACL tear for the rest of the Bucs game, I mad respect for the guy. But he's coming off that injury. He's 32. He's really slow. He got burnt by Saquon Barkley. He doesn't really tackle well anymore. I'm like, I would love to go get another inside linebacker to put next to, Greenlaw, and just make this defense that much more deadly.
Nightmare, yeah.
Like, where teams literally cannot move the ball on us at all.
And see, we don't know. Maybe they tried. Maybe they were trying to do what we're saying, but maybe teams were like, well, we need this and we need that. And they were like, we're just not going to invest that much into it.
Maybe. We'll never know, probably, but moving into our last topic before we get into the comments here, Mohammed, let's talk about the Raiders game. Okay. The Broncos are on a short week this week. They got the Las Vegas Raiders here in Denver. I think I heard earlier, correct me if I'm wrong, Mohammed. I don't know if you know this or not, but I think the Broncos are 10-point favorites in this game against the Las Vegas Raiders. We're at home. The Raiders are not that good. I think I heard earlier that the Broncos are 10-point favorites in this game. But with that said, what are your thoughts on this game, and what do you think the score is going to be of this game?
I mean, Eddie, like you said, anybody would assume the Broncos will just win, maybe in a blowout or something close to that. It shouldn't be a close game at all. You know how much I hate the Raiders. I don't even have to tell you. I can't wait for the game. But what scares me is Sean Payton. What we were talking about earlier, the cute stuff he tries to pull, and not every time the defense is going to save us. So that's my fear. I just hope he sticks to running the football. I don't care. It doesn't have to be fancy. Let's just win it. It's a Thursday night game, Let's just go ahead, run the ball, control the clock, get a win. Doesn't matter how many points, and get out of there winners. And we have like a mini bye week, and hopefully we'll come back healthy to face the Chiefs. But we shouldn't have any issue beating them.
Yeah, that's my thing. Just win this game, improve to 8-2, take down the teams you're supposed to take down, and that team is the Raiders. Like, you should have no problem beating them. I understand the division rival; they're always hard games, but with the way this Raider team is, how bad they are, you should have no problem taking these guys down. Even with a division rival, if a bad team's a bad team and you're a good team, you should be able to take them down. Just do what you gotta do, Sean. Get this dub. Go to 8-2. That way you can, go on your mini bye. You can heal up. Marvin Mims, Pat Surtain, they can all heal, and you can really start focusing on the Kansas City Chiefs. you know. And then after the Chiefs, you got the bye week. So let's just get through these two games, get the dubs in these two games, get up on the Kansas City Chiefs even more by 4 games and have the tiebreaker over them at the time, and just go into our bye week. We're sitting pretty. I can't remember. Let me take a look here, Mohammed, because like I said, right now we're a game up on the Chargers. We're 2 games up on the Chiefs. If we beat the Raiders Thursday night, we're 3 games up on the Chiefs. Let me take a look here. I just want to see who the Chargers are playing this week. The Chargers are playing. Who the heck are they? They're playing the Steelers. So I want, like, if the Steelers win this week and beat the Chargers, we win. We're 2 games up on the Chargers. We'd be 3 games up on the Chiefs. And then going into that Chiefs game, we beat the Chiefs. We're 3 games up. Or I'm sorry, we'd be 4 games up on the Chiefs. And then that following week, the Chargers play the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, if the Chargers can lose their next 2 games, this week and next week, we'll be 3 games ahead of them, and we beat the Chiefs and the Raiders. We're 4 games up on the Chiefs and 3 games up on the Chargers.
No coming back after that, Eddie.
There's no coming back. Like, we still have to play the Chargers and Chiefs again, but it's going to be really hard for them to come back, especially if we're 4 games, 3 games ahead of them. Unless the Broncos, like, after that point, just go on a massive losing streak, they're not going to catch up to us. Because after that, like I said, we got the bye, then we got the Commanders, we got the Jags, we got the Packers, we got the Raiders in there again, we got the Chiefs and the Chargers. So just win those games, just win these next 2 games, and you're going to be in a very, very pretty position. But I don't know if you saw, Muhammad, but I did post this up over the week. Let me look it up here real quick. I just want to make sure I get it right real quick. Come on. All right. This is the rooting guide for Broncos fans in week 10, okay? Of course, you want the Broncos to beat the Raiders. There's no question about that. You want the Steelers to beat the Chargers. You want the Falcons to beat the Colts. It's in Indianapolis. I know that's probably going to be the one game that's probably not going to go our way. Mm-hmm. And then you want the Bucs to beat the Patriots. If all that stuff happens this week, the Broncos stay first in the AFC West, and they become the number 1 seed in the AFC. If all that stuff happens, I just listed. Bucs have to beat the Patriots. Falcons have to beat the Colts. Steelers beat the Chargers. Broncos beat the Raiders. If all that stuff happens this week, the Broncos will not only be first place in the AFC West, they'll be first place in the AFC.
First seat. Sitting pretty.
So, and then at that point, it's all up to us. If we get the 1 seed after this weekend, if all that stuff happens, if we get the 1 seed, everything is in our hands. It's all on us. If we hold on to it and we just do our job the rest of the season, we could possibly be the number 1 seed in the AFC.
I hope Sean Payton's listening to us, Eddie. I hope he's listening to us. Please, Sean.
Who's that? Oh,
Sean Payton. Yeah.
If that happens, the Broncos get a bye week, and every game we play in the playoffs is going to be a home game. So, but hopefully that's what we get. I got but what's your prediction for this game Thursday night, Mohammed?
Maybe like a 24, 28 points. Broncos. I'll give the Raiders maybe 10, 13 points, something like that. So let's call it 28-13.
I got 31-14 Raiders. Said Raiders. 31-14 Broncos. I think we're going to absolutely destroy the Raiders this week.
I think the defense is going to get some picks, Eddie, and then there's going to be plenty of sacks too.
Oh yeah, the Broncos did get 4 sacks, or did they get? Yeah, they got 4 sacks last week. So the Broncos right now are still currently they're sitting at 40 sacks on the season. They might not get many turnovers, but the Broncos know how to get the sacks. So if they can continue to do that this week, make Geno Smith uncomfortable, this is going to be a fun game for us. So, but all right, let's get into our comments. We got a lot here, Muhammad, before we get out of here tonight. We got Michael jumping in. He says, "Good evening, Ed and Muhammad on Rocky Mountain Blitz. Go Bo Broncos." Thank you, man. Appreciate the comment. I really appreciate you being in here with us tonight. Again, if you got any friends or family that are Broncos fans or football fans in general, send them our way. Get them to subscribe. Got another one here from Michael. He's like, Sean Payton needs to be better and help out the Broncos defense and win NFL games. I'm assuming you mean he needs to control the clock more on offense and give the defense more time to rest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if that's what you mean, Michael, I'm 100% on board with you. I'm 1,000% on board because I've been screaming this from the rooftops all damn season. I'm getting sick of the defense always constantly having to be out there. When I know Sean, he's smart enough to know, like, hey, let's run the ball. We can control the clock and win these games and give our defense some rest. We got another one here from Michael. He's like, we have 6 more NFL games with a bye in between. Wait, are you sure 6? Raiders, Chiefs, Commanders, Raiders, Chiefs, Chargers,
7, right?
Packers. We got 8 more games. That's with the bye. That's the rest of the season. We got 8 more games the rest of the season. Wait, did I say that right?
I think it's 7, Eddie, with the bye.
You got Raiders, Chiefs, Commanders, Raiders again, Jags, Packers, Chiefs again, Chargers. Yeah, 8 games. We got 8 games left. You still got to play the Raiders twice. You got to play the Chiefs twice. You got to play the Chargers once. You still got the Commanders, Packers, and Jags in there. That's 8 games. So we're week 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8. Yeah. We got – that's right. Yeah, we got 8 more games left. Sorry, I do some quick math. You kind of had me confused there, Michael. We go back in here with another one. We have 7 NFL games left against the Raiders. We got 2 against the Raiders, Michael. We got 2 against the Chiefs. We got the Commanders, the Green Bay Packers, Jaguars, and Chargers. That's 8 games, man. And then there's a bye in there because we still haven't played the Chiefs yet. That Chiefs and Raiders, that accounts for 4 games. Then you got the Commanders, Packers, Jags, and then the Chargers. That's 8 games. So, man, you're confusing me here, man. Don't do that.
No, I'm getting confused myself.
Let's see. All right, we got some more in here. Thanks for your comments, Michael. Really appreciate it. He's biggest Broncos fan. 86 says, "What's up, fellas? Go Broncos."
What's up,
man? Thank you for the comment. Really appreciate it. Like I said, if you got any more friends or family or Bronco fans, get them in here because we need some more subscribers in here, man. He's my big Broncos fan. 86 sends another one. Mile High Magic, definitely in that Giants game. I'll give you that. Yeah. Another one from god dang it, my computer's acting up. There we go. Another one from biggest Broncos fan. 86. He's like, correction, the Broncos are the best team in the AFC. No team is a 6-game winning streak, just us. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong on that, but the Colts still have the tiebreaker on us. That's the only reason why they're the better team. We should have beat them if it wasn't that stupid leverage call in that damn game. We would have beat the Colts earlier this season. Still takes me out. Greenlaw can't stay healthy. There's a reason why the 49ers let him go. He was really healthy before he tore his ACL in that Super Bowl, but if he could just stay healthy, like I understand he was out a lot this season. He's had a lot of injuries over the last couple of years, but you see what kind of dog he is when he's out there. The fire, the passion, the grit, he'll hit anybody. Like he rallies this defense together. We need him out there.
But they're being smart with him, Eddie. They're being smart with him. They're not billing him a ton, and they should keep it this,
Yeah. Like I said, he only played 27% of the snaps last week on defense. Hopefully, if he stays healthy and he continues to show signs of, he's not hurt anymore, that percentage will increase every week as the season goes on. What is it? Salvador. I don't want to butcher your name, so I'm not going to try to say it. Win the division. Yes. That's pretty much right now, the way it's sitting, this is our division to lose. We have to screw up in order to lose this division. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Got another one here from biggest Broncos fan 86. He says, 30-10 Broncos. Geno Smith is not the savior of the Raiders. Raiders fans were hoping for. They can also they can't block on offense. I think Benito and Cooper are going to feast like a buffet. Yeah, I agree. Their offensive
They
line,
will.
it's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I strongly believe that too. Like they're going to kill Geno Smith. He's really bad at taking sacks, and he's number one in the NFL at throwing interceptions.
Eddie, I'm
Like
laughing because I vision him running and Cooper is running behind him.
just and if there was ever a game for this Bronco to get multiple turnovers, mostly interceptions, it's going to be this game because Geno Smith is a turnover machine.
They're gonna come after him. Yeah.
And if he's feeling the pressure, he's going to throw some picks. I'm telling you right now. I mean, hell, last week, C.J. Stroud, Davis Mills, they threw a lot of balls that could have been picked off. Our guys just couldn't hang on to them. I think Hufanga dropped like 3 of them. So hopefully that's true, man. I really hope so. We got one more here from biggest Broncos fan 86. Genty is hesitant because of it. You can see it. Oh, he's talking about the offensive line. Yeah.
The line.
And actually, our defense is actually really, it's up there in statistic-wise in stopping the run and the pass. Like, Hufanga coming down with Greenlaw in there, oh my God, this defense is dangerous whenever it comes to stopping the run. Like, you can't run on us. This ain't the same defense from a few years ago or even last year. You cannot run the ball on us. Good luck. You can't pass on us either.
But see, Eddie, if you have a bad O-line, it's not going to work. I'm sorry. There's nothing you can do about it. You know?
I feel so bad for Genty. I feel bad for Brock Bowers too. Brock Bowers, like, he's their best weapon, in the passing game. And even he's got to be like, I'm tired of this crap. I can't even freaking, get hardly any passes because either the quarterback's getting hit or he's throwing an interception.
I want to send a message to Brock Bowers, Eddie. Brock Bowers, ask to be traded, please. Just say I don't want to be here.
It's too late now. You have to wait until the offseason. But even Genty, man, it's like if you watch Genty run, most of the time when he breaks off, any kind of game, not big game, just any game, it's usually him doing that, just dances in the backfield to get loose.
Yeah.
Because there's always somebody in the backfield already there after he gets the ball, and he's like, well, crap. He does a spin, he jukes, he bounces it outside. Like, it ain't the offensive line opening these holes. It's him making the hole.
His effort, yeah. Just making an effort.
So I feel bad for Genty and Bowers, honestly. They went to a really shit organization. But anyway, that's it for us tonight, guys. We might be back maybe Thursday night, sometime, this weekend after the Raiders game. We haven't decided yet, but we'll put the thing up whenever we are going to go live. But anyway, that's it for us tonight, Muhammad. We got one more in here. They don't spend their money well, and they don't draft very well. Just easy to see. Yeah.
I hope they continue with that trend.
Yeah, and honestly, in my opinion, I think after this year, this division might be a little bit easier because I'm sorry, I don't trust John Harbaugh. I'm sorry. Like, the Chargers are going to Charger. They can't stay healthy. John Harbaugh and Jim Harbaugh, they don't scare me as coaches. Like, they're good. They're not great. And then the Raiders are just going to Raider. Like, they're freaking terrible. Their owner's an idiot. And then the Chiefs, I honestly strongly believe after this year, especially with the way this season's going, that Reed and Kelsey are both going to retire. And if Reed retires, this team is not going to do crap after that. They might be they'll still have Patrick Mahomes. They might still win some games. They might still be all right. But they're not going to be even this year, they're not. They're not going to be the dominating team we knew in years past after Andy Reid retires. It's just not going to happen. So, but last one here from biggest Broncos fan 86. He's like, have a good night, guys. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Muhammad, any final thoughts before we get out of here tonight?
Just thinking, Eddie, it's Raiders week, so you know how I feel, right? I'm ready.
And I think they're wearing their throwback uniforms again this week. They wore it a few weeks ago against who was it? Was it against? I can't remember who they wore their throwback uniforms a couple of weeks ago. Who was it against? Do you remember?
It was the team before. It was the team before we played Arizona. I can't remember.
You mean Cowboys?
Yeah. It was against the Cowboys. We never
Was
lose
it?
one. Yeah, I think so, Eddie.
I can't remember, but they're going to be wearing those same uniforms this week, apparently. So, but all right, guys, that's it for us tonight. We will see you guys in a couple of days. Mohammed, have a good night, man.
You too, Eddie. Take care.
Peace, guys. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.